Garden of love, you are a garden of love, garden of love. You're a garden of love. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome, welcome to the Early Morning Ascension Show. I was singing and connecting with the genuine, authentic expression of Source Creator, of my higher self, which since a child, my most excited expression of who I am is to sing with Gaia and all of the spirit and energies that I'm always threaded with. That's been my blessing and my gift from God, and I wanted to share it, and I want to keep sharing it in new and exciting ways, because that is the evolution of our soul. The coming of the higher self is actualizing all aspects that we have ever been through, all timelines, all realms, all bodies, all forms, all patterns and experiences that we've all played, all the stories of all timelines, because they're all needed. It's this beautiful weaving and this beautiful enmeshment, and we can continue to transform and transmute everything that was by taking accountability and really big ownership of the grandness of who we each are as the higher self, and really feeling into this new beautiful garden of expression every day. For many years now, I remember on my radio show way back when, and many of you have still been with us today, and we're so grateful for your connections and your lovely emails that you send me about how inspiring these offerings are and the donations that you offer. I'm always so very grateful for all of your connections and our threading in our oneness of creating this beautiful garden of beauty and love and oneness on earth. And many, many years ago, the heavens and the councils had showed me the new gardens of God and the gardens of love that each of us are. We are each gardens, and we are each the seeds of everything that we've ever created. And in our now awakening of the higher self, we offer the love, we offer the healing, we offer the forgiveness through our acceptance. And the councils showed me, the mother and the father and the council showed me yesterday, that in the receiving of your acceptance, and that means the receiving of all those before you in all moments that you've ever experienced, regardless of how the ego wants to choose to define it, because we've been patterned and programmed to define things, good or bad, not good, dark, black, white, evil, not evil. That's how we choose to see our reality because of the stories we've been shown. But all aspects are us within the all that is God. God would not choose to separate and segregate what is any less than or not less than, for all is God, all is perfect, all is needed and required in the story and in the garden of love. We have to allow ourselves the ability to transmute and transform through our moment for moment expression of, now this feels good, now this feels good, now this feels good, and I can let go of this and I can let go of that, in a loving and appreciation for everything that it's held. Different soils that we use, different fertilizers that we use. It's all a part of the nourishment of the now garden that we choose to seed and create and envelope ourselves within. Really envelope yourself as this garden of love, that you are a new seed every moment, seeking to water it and bathe it and purify it in your own potentiation, your own story with spirit, your own intentions with God, your own intentions with who you are as the soul of all that you are, these incredible aspects of soul fragments throughout all creation. You're allowing yourself to call that in and ever nourish and harmonize with it. Not damn it or segregate or say it's not needed. It's all needed, it's all required, it's all a part of the story. And since way back when, we've been talking about this garden of love. And this garden of love is in essence of who you are, micro, macro, within the all, and how it's a quantum entanglement of constant nourishing of the garden, nourishing of the acknowledgement, acceptance, and allowance within that garden. Meaning that the micro, macro, you are seeing yourself as the seed of spirit, always changing, and the opportunity to change and evolve. Take out what is allowing you to feel malnourished or unimportant or ill-valued, if you will, and allow it to find its place in its own vibrational nourishment of arena. And many of you in the awakening process will go through those transitions of, where am I in my own garden of love and garden of God? And how can I begin to truly start nourishing and maturing in my garden, so that I'm honoring who I am and I'm calling in what values and nourishes me, and all those that I choose to allow in the circle of love, so that we continue the nourishment and the growing. Because we all understand that all before you are at different pacings and levels and dimensions of awakening. And their paths and their soul journeys may not be what yours, of the intention of yours is. And so acknowledging, accepting, and allowing the changing and the evolution of your growth of your garden. And you're going to want to change things up. You're going to want to put new flowers so that they get nourished and have more light. So that's a soul contract that you have with one another, to nourish one another in new and different ways and put them in different light. Put yourself in different light and nourish you first. That's what so many divine feminine and empaths are now being shown to awaken to, is really that self-nourishment, because you've been giving so much of your energy and light to experiences that are not ready for it, not appreciating it, or not honoring it, and still justified in the same, because that's what we do as light workers. We move our way through the navigation of our garden, and honestly make the most in what our hearts are, the pure intentions, just to be of peace and bring peace, and oftentimes kind of veiling ourselves with the truth of what's really going on, and just offering greater light and more light, which just depletes us in every way and devalues us. And so it's really looking at the garden that you choose to participate, engage, and nourish. And what does that mean at a metaphorical, literal level on all facets of your multidimensional allness? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and etheric. And how can you begin building this space of love and benevolence from the guidance of who you are as love within? Calling in all of your ancestors, calling in all of the soul fragments, understanding that it's a beautiful, beautiful garden that you can navigate through, and stepping in and around your garden as a beautiful genre and journey and adventure, so that you have that mastery within to say, okay, I want to create greater light with these seeds and flowers and this beautiful thing that's growing here. And you can feel in your energy field, and those of us that can read energy and the intentions and the pulsations that you've been sending out since your beginning of your awakening, since you're being born here on earth, is the excitement of who you are and what you're choosing to create with earth. Because we always come, each and every one of us, without compromise, each and every one of us come within a sacred trinity. Your connection with earth and how you choose to offer who you are in all lifetimes, now that you're harmonizing as the higher self, and how you choose to offer that expression forward, and your collective experience with that trinity, and then the expressive trinity within who you are as the higher self and the soul, and the oversoul. Now that you're stepping into that higher self experience, the oversoul will now start making itself being known. And for me, specifically, my oversoul was those expressions of the creator gods and the elementals and all of the creator life experiences, so that I'm able to tap into various elements of the quantum experience that is source, the harmonics of source as the song, and the light of source, because light is always present within creation. There are many life systems within systems. There are many light elegances within light elegances. And that is my oversoul's expression, so that I have the ability to pull that thread in from the omnipresent, and allow it in whatever words that we have at that time to make sense to how we are multidimensional quantum omnipresent beings of love and light. And we're harmonizing into the higher, grander, more expansive aspects of who we are as love and light. So that means that we will be interested in different and greater things. We want to nourish our garden in different and greater ways. We want to put different fertilizer and different nourishment within that garden. We want to allow ourselves to stretch the potentiation of our mental, intelligent capabilities, so that we can, again, as the Councils of Light said, continue that soft and nurturance, so that we're allowing enough time for rest and nourishment and regeneration, so that we have greater capacity to process and gather that light, and then integrate it. Integrate it means that when you're given a download, it's in your field, but you have to have enough of that vibrational space, the intention to call it in and say, how can I use this in my everyday life? And then begin practicing it, meaning using higher vibrational words. Understanding that you can call in the visualizations and all of your Christic toolkit that we've talked about forever, your imagination, your creativity, your excitement, and your adventure of being the sacred child. Call all of those expressive, creative, spiritual, because it is a spiritual body, the inspiration of your spiritual body, the creative gifts of your spiritual body, to then begin harmonizing all of those, all soul fragments of all timelines, all of your gifts, and everything is being activated so that you become the higher self. So that there's nothing impeding your creativity, nothing impeding the spirit of its flow of expression, experience, and exploration. Because that's what a healthy, balanced, harmonious body and field and planet is when you're allowing that flow of the vessel of light that you are to simply be, to rest, to ingather, to process, to integrate. And that's why it is very imbalanced, because for thousands and thousands of years, we've been made to believe, told, and programmed that the egocentric doing is how we get and achieve and create that acceptance. And it's really not. That is a part of the physical experience, but it is absolutely not the driver of the new experience as being spirit. The spiritual fulfillment comes in being of the spirit, the intention of spirit, the intention of God, the intention of your soul, and then practice the flow of it. Not the control of it, but the flow. And that's through breath and balance and centering and honoring and affirming. I am centered, I am honored, I am centered, I am honored. My body is free, my body is fluid, and I'm moving as the higher self. And it will look and feel different than it did yesterday, because everything is a now moment. And there's clearing already, just as you're allowing your body to move. I am the flow of spirit. I'm moving my body, I'm releasing tension, I'm releasing density, I'm releasing blocks. I allow myself to gently flow and move as the higher self, and move and flow and move. I am the spirit of the Holy Spirit. I am the spirit of the Holy Spirit. I'm new. I'm new. I nourish my garden. I nourish my garden. I'm new. I'm new. I love my garden. I love my garden. I love my voice. I love my spirit. I love my body. I love my emotions. I love all that I am. I love all that I am. I love all that I am. And set the tone, set the vibration, set the tone, set the vibration. And therefore you understand that all is needed. Every grain of sand is needed in that garden. And you can choose how to intend, focus, and direct your energy in that garden. What needs your nourishment today? Your emotional body, your mental body, and have that flowing experience as the higher self to absolutely know what your body is calling for, what your intuition is telling you and showing you, how you're being guided through that intuitional body, because that is the higher self. And then only go to the intellect when it's required and needed. The intellect will automatically be sown within the intuition, but your intuition is always your guide, your speaker, and your truth. Always. Your intuition will give you that wisdom of the intellect. The intellect is secondary, always secondary. And that is, again, part of the egocentric misunderstanding, where it was always the mind being the lead and the guide through the ego and the doing. Whereas now it is the spirit. The intellect is a tool. The spirit and the higher self has absolute wisdom through the intuition, because the intuition will pull on what it needs to. The intuition is like, Lord Merlin, when he's looking at the Akashic library, Lord Merlin tells the intellect what book to get and what majesty to pull from the array of gifts and honor that garden has. Do I need this flower today for the soothing of my illness? And that is the Lord Merlin, the magician within you. That is the intuition. That is the Isis, the goddess that knew intuition in and out. That is the Mary Magdalene. That is the Mother Mary. Those are those divine feminine wisdoms and intuitions that say, I absolutely know this. I have this within my allness. I have this within the soul of all that I am. That's the use of the higher self and the soul and the oversoul. For me, in the oversoul and the ability to call in those multidimensional, omnipresent, galactic energies that we don't yet have words for, because much of the modern wisdoms and offerings and teachings don't have not yet give the highest potential of potentiation. They're saying have not yet understood channeled potentiation of your universe and the quantum mechanics and science of love within it. They're still working off old paradigms and analogies of what has always been, which means that you're only going to take incremental growth when you're always referring back and starting as that foundation of what has always been. Instead of saying, well, the now is infinite, the now is omnipresent, the now I am my higher self, and how can I pull in the omnipresent of all the timelines I've ever lived and the now of spirit and source creator, because I'm aligned with spirit. That is where my highest manifestation is in all things, abundance, health, and wellness, and the cosmic allness of who I am. How can I understand my allness within the allness in a new way? And you're pulling in that cosmic, galactic, quantum energy, information, and wisdoms and gifts that spirit is directly downloading you to. Not that you have to take 12 courses and have a degree and an associate degree in any one topic or subject, because what you're being downloaded with source will override and complement anything that you have learned in the process. And that's why we've always said, allow the higher self and the intuition of who you are to always be the guide of the intellect. The intellect is the intuition's tool, but the intuition is the master. The intuition is your spirit, your soul, your oversoul, everything that is God, showing you what you need and where to go to and where to gain more information. You may have to take an additional course, absolutely, to create a better foundation for yourself of what the collective needs to know, because the collective is still at the traditional experience of what they've always been taught and known. But now you want to step up and be grand and express out and up and on. There is no valuation and gradation of any experiential level. There isn't. It's all needed and required. We're saying this because there has to be the inclusivity of all, not excluding any of it. But to know that, why not start at infinite? And then add from whatever foundational information you have, because it's all necessary, it's all needed, it's all valued, it's appreciative of part of the deal. You wanted that. You want to evaluate. You want to evaluate the seed of your garden as well as the soil of it. And that is your expression of who you are, right? You can't have a full expression of you if you're saying, no, I'm going to damn that one experience because it was so painful. That painful experience of your journey that had you on the floor crying, for even years at a time, that made you who you are in this moment of now, to stand ever grand in your potentiation of your higher self and say, you know what, that amount of density that I released to say that I believed in a smaller story of me, and that smaller story has nothing to do with evaluation of a judgment. That lesser story means that the intention you held of yourself was not as what God sees of you. The lesser story is saying that you're limiting and you're not valued, that you're not important, that you're not special, that you're not meant to shine. What stories were you believing in? And you were believing in the stories that others projected of you, that you were not the valued, precious little child that sings to all of nature and all of creation through vibrational harmonics. The quantumness that cannot be seen. You get that, you know it, you speak it. You're trying to bring words and wisdom and information to something that is not yet seen and known to humanity. So that's going to feel weird and awkward and unusual to others. That's okay. That's where their consciousness is at. And they'll grow into their own path of awareness and acknowledgement of who they are, because it might not be in their soul to ever understand it. That's okay. But it doesn't have to make you any less of who you are as a creator and as a divine goddess or God. Your gifts are unique to you. And the moment that you start accepting it and acknowledging it, yes, I'm divine, I'm a goddess, and I'm going to start singing and dancing and moving like I used to. And I'm not going to be conformed into the lesser stories to say I'm not special or unique, because it doesn't matter what the outside experience offers you as their intention, projection, or judgment, because it's about who you are within the garden. I know my seeds are sacred. I know that I hold myself sacred. I know that I absolutely nourish myself as sacred, and that's all that matters. And just send love and light to the rest, because they're just seeking their own acceptance. They're seeking their belonging in the garden. They don't know where they are in the forest, because everything they see in the forest is the same story. They don't see and feel as the infinite potentiation as that you could or see or feel or know. So now you're just seeking those in the garden that seek that intention of the growth of the higher self, the intention of God. When you set out that intention of God every day, you're going to be shown those expressive expansiveness energies that are always there, whether it be through sound, through hearing, through all that you are as the intuitive divine goddess that you have within you, the divine feminine energies. And why you have to bring those forward. Clear out the suppressed expressions that were never expressed as sacred and truthful and dynamic for you, because they were squashed through a dogmatic program that said it wasn't important. Or from a familial lineage experience that said, no, you must do this because it's important for our family to continue in this way as an expression of who you are as spirit. Well, and that's when you get to let go of others' needs and wants of you in those roles and those dynamics, because that's not how you are as the higher self. The higher self is absolutely sovereign to who you are as sovereign, and allow everyone else to create their sovereignty. And so just learn to stand proud and honoring in who you are. When you're calling all of your power and all of your light back to you, you don't look to outside sources, whether it be media that is having their own private agenda, the politicians that have their private agenda, the social systems that have been broken and corrupt for eons. All have their own unique individual agendas. So just allow that story to be that story, right? Just as if you're on that TV and there's a million channels that you could turn to. They all have their unique agenda and vibrations. So you just accept it all. It's a part of the genre of navigation of vibration. And it's a part of the garden. So now how can you create the highest version of you? The intention of source, the intention of spirit, the intention of God, and have your expression of the seed of who you are be the vibration and the ecstasy of your garden, the ecstasy of your home, the ecstasy of your own inner temple, the temple of your mind, the temple of your body, the temple of your heart, and all that is you. And really honor it and own it every day. How can I intend to be a more expression of truth and love as God? How can I be that sacred expression? How can I live as the sacred expression? How can I feel into the sacred expression and really honor it in the all that I am? And so here's some channeled messages that they were giving me this morning. The angelic message for the day: intention to that which is God. Cycles are necessary in your allowance and in your reflection of all that was. And the part when you, so expressions, they were talking about when you intend yourself as the expression of God, you understand you're going to go on a whole new cycle, right? New moons and full moons, they're cycles of our evolution, cycles of who we are as seeds, how we grow, how we bloom, how we blossom, how we nurture, how we evolve, and then how we nurture again, seed ourselves anew. And it's always aligned with the planetary cycles, of course, because Gaia is always changing and ever changing and needs our support and needs our love and needs our nourishment for her as she nourishes us. So cycles are necessary in your allowance of your own reflection of who you were and all that was. The part when you fought the fight, the part where you let go, the part where you dropped the harmful words and weapons and the pointless engagement. And those are all cycles we've all had, because those are karmic cycles that show you the stories of going back and forth to try and prove your acceptance, your validity, your uniqueness, your specialness. The voice of your spirit has been heard and known. And that's not for anyone to account but for you. And that's why you can just disengage in it, because you're the only one that needs to account for you. You're the only one that needs to know your path and your validity of what you've honored and accepted and you've intended as a pure soul, and not for anybody else to say yes or no to, and if they agree with it or don't agree with it. And you don't need anyone else's buy-in. You don't need to absolutely validate anybody else's story. That's up to them to do. So you're validating you and bringing all of your nourishment and all of who you are back to you. But in the process, we all have those navigations because we want to bring light and goodness to all gardens, right? And sometimes we spend far too much time in experiences that are just not meant to be nourished, because there's not the engagement and the intention from all seeds within that garden to be nourished. And that's why you'll have a garden and you will be the highest green thumb in your creatorhood. And anybody that is a gardener absolutely knows, no matter how much they try and create this love and intention for this one specific plant or flower, that it just simply won't grow. And that's okay. That's the path that it was meant to take. So detach from your expectation of it and just allow it to have its own cycle in whatever way it needs to, because it's taught you to let go. It's taught you how to bless detachment. It's taught you how to bless still honoring the all, to still offer light and acceptance of its part in the cycle of allness. And it's just the natural cycle of evolution for every aspect of life. It's teaching us that. Those that choose not to grow, those that choose not to love themselves, those that choose not to see their highest potential, that's okay. So how can you reflect on it and release the expectation of what it held and those threads and those cords that it kept holding you to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. And it wasn't ever meant to. And your guides will show you in every way, and your guides will keep giving you those experiences of, let go, it's not going to work. That's just not their soul's calling. And you've got to listen to the intuition. Again, your intuition will keep showing the intellect, and the intellect will try and find every other way to say the ego thinks it knows best. No. Your spirit has been showing you for years it's not working. And so stop trying. Put your energy into a new garden. And that garden is always you. It'll always return back to you. Return all of your power and your love and your nourishment back to you. Because if you're loving all that you are and intending to seek those new intentions of spirit, you'll be shown those intentions of those that really want to be seated with you and to nourish with you and to honor with you. And then set those boundaries so that there's no, attachments that just keep wanting to attach themselves to you because it feels so good, but then they're not enabling themselves to seek within their own light, to see themselves. So those are just every master's, law of mastery and maturity that every healer must know and lead with. Because you want to be of the highest light and offer the highest light to all, but it's also up to each person to enable themselves as light, to enable themselves as their own garden, to enable their own seeds, as we want to as parents to teach and show our children. They don't have to seek outside of themselves for anybody else's acceptance, appreciation, or validity. They can see through the trees of who they are as spirit. And choose wisely as spirit, not taking on anyone else's story of what others want of them. No, seek it for yourself. What is your story? What is your intention? What is your bravery? What is your courageous spiritual voice? What does your garden look like? And feed it in every multidimensional way. So in all moments that you fought the good fight, because we've all had those experiences of karmic stories and karmic experiences and karmic expressions that we just have to go through because we're helping others as well awaken to the ability to just let go of the karmic experiences. So surrender karma. I surrender all energies, all relationships that are karmic, that are no longer serving and nourishing my garden. You know, I want seeds that will flourish. I want seeds that will bloom. I want to be with those that are on that flourishing ride. And choose with intention. I choose to intend my new story and my new garden with spirit. And I'm absolutely going to call in those that will be on that ride vibrational with me. And also give love to all else. It's all needed. It's all wanted in between. So again, you're always loving and calling in the stories that you're not choosing to focus on, because it's all a part of the all. But not separating yourself or not, or excluding it. It's just in this focused now moment, your higher self is saying, put your energy and your focus here, because it will nourish you back. You want to be nourished in return. And that is what all light workers and healers and leaders are now showing. When you return the guidance to within, the self-love, the self-direction from within, you nourish you from within, as all should be doing. Do not cling or hang on to a story of another or what their promises are for you. No, promise to yourself. Return love to you. Return nourishment to you. Don't look to another to nourish you. Don't look to the governments to nourish you. Don't look to the banks to feed you. Create that nourishment and portal from within. Be it from within thyself. That's the healing of thyself. Reclaim all your power back. I only need me to power this. I only need me to nourish me. I know what's good for me. And then choose when to disengage and when to create that new garden that will nourish you. And just simply explain, this no longer nourishes me anymore, and I'm closing the door. There will be no engagement. There is no engagement on things that do not nourish me. No more. Get to close it out cleanly and tie it up. Not nourishing me, therefore my attention goes to nourishment. Nourishment of the soul, expression of the soul, creatorhood of the soul. And it doesn't mean that it all else is not there. It absolutely is. But your intention for growth is new. Your intention for the God is new. Your intention for what is new growth, new seed, new ground is new, 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 new. And it's infinite, it's profound, it's infinite, it's profound. So are you, so are you, so are you. Your body will be nourished. Your health will be nourished. Your truth is ever truth. Your truth has been thwarted and shown because it's been thrown within other stories that are lesser and not your fullest truth. So now you get to just pull that thread out. I'm calling back my threads. They're all mine. That's my light, my soul essence. It's all mine. My soul essence. I've participated in my light from day one, and I'm going to reclaim it all. And how others can also learn their pure empowerment by going within and getting their own light, creating their own garden and their own seeds from what spirit is inspiring them. That is how we become and seed the sovereign garden. Every unique soul is creatively needed and required and valued. Every soul is valued. Every soul has unique gifts, just as I have, coming forward that are not yet explained and known and have words for it. Doesn't matter. But I will absolutely express the all that I am without apology. Without apology anymore. No more. I'm standing in my power, and I will speak as the truth of who I am, as spirit. And it's loving, and it's beautiful, and it's sacred, and it's joyful. That's my song. And through it all, we learn to say that, yeah, I've had those moments where I did, step into those karmic stories, and I wanted to be heard, and I put up that good fight, and I kept giving, and I kept giving. And I lost everything. I lost things I didn't even have. That's how much was taken to me. And then you still stood by and kept giving because of your loyalty. And it became slavery. So never give where it becomes slavery. And the others that are, around you taking, they're becoming less enabled. So enable them to activate their own garden, their own seeds. That's why each of us are here. That is sovereignty. That's what Jesus spoke. You're not here to follow me and just keep feeding off me. You're here to build it within yourself. Your spirit too. You came to me because you were fed. So now feed yourself. That's what he taught. Do not follow me and put me up on a pedestal. No, be it of yourself. Speak it of yourself. Be the nourishment of spirit of thyself. What is your intention of God? What is your intention of spirit? What are your intention of you? That's your garden. Nourish your garden. Nourish you. Nourish the planet. The planet wants to hear from you and love you in all ways. There's so much quantum life. within all life systems that can nourish and feed us. But we've never given ourselves that opportunity because we're still staying within the small traditional stories that is not spiritually led, not intuitively led, because it's based on the intellect. That's fine, but it's just a tool. It's just a starting point, right? It's just the opening of the forest. There's far more to see and expand and explore within and experience and grow within. But you get to choose to what you want to ask and what you want to seek. Some of this might not even make sense and not even care for some people because their richness of spirit is not yet activated. Their fields in their intelligence or their intellect or their spiritual intellect might not be activated yet. That's okay, because it will come, absolutely will come. When your bodies, when your chakras, when all that you are becomes aligned with the wholeness of who you are, you will absolutely understand how your everyday routine life is not fulfilling you any longer, because you're now living as a spirit. And what was traditional and held in a box no longer serves the spirit, because the spirit knows how vast and expansive you are. There's no judgment in between. There just isn't. We're only using the words that explain our realities from old to new, because it is the all. There's no sending it away because it's not there. It will always be there. You're just transmuting it and transitioning it into a bigger story. And that bigger story is inclusivity. It's allness. It's oneness. You're including it. It's always going to be there. Just like your memories. Your memories don't ever go away. Your memories are always there. Timelines, places, planets, they're vibrations that are always there. They don't go anywhere. You call them in through your intention of the God to seek that vibration. The intention of what you want your higher self to look like and feel like, it's there. What do you want to build in it? What do you want that garden to look like and feel like and be like? You can transmute yourself to another planet right now. It's a vibration, not a location. You don't have to go from here to A to Z. That's linear. Omnipresent is a vibration. My garden is peaceful and loving and unity, and all are fed and all are nourished. That's what I want to feed. That's what I want to nourish, because it feels good. Because I've gone through everything in between. They're still there. Those vibrations are still there. When I lost the fight, when I put down my words and the pointless pettiness, I put it down and I honor it. I honor that putting it down because I chose peace. I chose not to engage. I chose to close the door. I chose to say that I'm more valuable. I want to be valued. I want to be shown and seen as unique and expressive and talented and blessed, because I am. And I'm not going to feed into those stories of those that want to say, no, you're not that important. You're not that special. Because there was something inside of me that kept saying, from my conditioning and my programming, it said, what are you doing? Don't do that. That's so weird. And stop that. That's not normal. I'm not meant to be normal. Who wants to be normal? Really? I'm not meant to. And for years, you just hold it separate from you. You say, wow, well, I guess I was not normal. So I'm going to just hide those gifts and those talents away. And I'm going to suppress that spirit. And then you become ill and imbalanced. And so now we awaken, dear lighted ones. Own who you are. Own the expressiveness of who you are. Own the greatness of who you are. Allow yourself to change and transform. Empower your children to change and transform. Allow them to seek their own inner qualities and their own path of growth and change. Have them express who they are as the creative being of who they are. And have them be expressive and exploratory in it, that their garden is forever changing. And hold no judgment to anyone, because their garden is unique too. And so allow yourself to create new seeds of potential and to sprout and to flourish, and show yourself that there is always a new way and a new you is emerging. So what seeds are you giving nourishment to, and how can you allow all that you are to be nourished in new ways, and to give yourself and permission to nourish yourself in new ways? It's okay. And those around you will see you saying, wow, I'm going to nourish myself in a new way today. And I hope that's okay with you. And even if it isn't, that's okay, but I'm still going to nourish myself in a new way. And I will honor you and how you nourish yourself, but my engagement of energy, a very important energy, a very important skill and blessedness that I am, that I seed and I offer, is very, very sacred. I honor my energy now as sacred. I honor my gifts as very, very sacred. And why you'll see when you own and you honor who you are, your clientele will be also in equal opportunity in owning and honoring who you are. And your appointments will gather in steam and in momentum, because you've now said, no, I am honoring who I am. My voice is very special, and I have activation gifts I don't even know how to put words to. That's who I am. I'm special. And so are you. But my focus is me. My focus is my responsivity of who I am as spirit. And every day I'm going to nourish my spirit to be bigger and greater and wider, because that is what is needed on earth. We chose with a contract with earth. Remember, your sacred trinity. I have so many gifts, Gaia, and I've been here with you in all now moments. I have been as a shaman. I have been as a healer. I have been as a sacred tribe healer and medical person. I have been as a sacred star orator. I have been an astrologer. I've been everything, Gaia. I've been with you on all timelines, all realms, and I love you so much. This is the timeline. This is the timeline where I get to be big, and I'm going to pull all my gifts, and I'm going to pull all aspects of my allness in this lifetime for you. That's the promise of spirit. What's your promise? Your promise to play big, promise to be great, promise to be expressive, promise to sing and shine who you are, because your light is needed. Your light is seeded. Your light is the song that Source Creator allows to live through you. You are the song. You are the song. You are the garden of love. You are the garden of love. You are the garden of love. And in every way that you come to flourish, in every way that you wake up and greet humanity and greet Gaia and greet creation, where is the love of spirit today? This is my garden and this is my earth, and I will shine forward. I will shine forward and accept everything in between, because you have that right. That's your birthright, to be cared for, to be held nourished, to be held safely in your expression of who you are. And let no one and no story hold you back. Shine and be who you are. Your body is gorgeous. Your health is dynamically in charge of you. And you have every right to shine the blessedness of who you are. You have the right. You have the right. And you're great and you're gorgeous. And so own it. Be sacred with it. Be sacred with your body. Be sacred with your words, because that is spirit. That spirit say, come to life, dear child, come to life. Stand up and be seen and be known by all. That was your promise. When you came here, no matter how many would say you shouldn't be heard, you can't be heard, that's weird to be heard. And you chose to say, I will say, I accept all that I am in the promise of who I am, spirit, and I will come and I will shine and I will be the greatness and the blessedness of who I am. That's my promise. And no matter how many times I get put down, no matter how many times I am shown other stories, I will say, no, that's not who I am. I release all small stories, for I am the graciousness of God. I am the song of God, I am the beauty of God, and I will be heard and I will shine. Because it's my promise for Gaia, my promise for humanity. I will shine and I will be seen, and I will shine farther and brighter than I've ever been on any other timeline. That's my birthright. That's your birthright. You have the right to shine. You have the right to fully be you. So how will you support this new version of you, this new cycle, this new cycle of who you are, this new cycle of the garden of who you are? Love is in all moments, and that is the nourishment of all that you need in your garden. Love the garden, love what you're creating, love who you are in the body that you are. Know that you can change your health in all new moments by affirming who you are as spirit. You're aligning to the spirit of all that you are, and the power of spirit, and the heavens live through you. Be the body glove of who you are. You are the body glove, so wrap yourself in the honor that is love. So are you honoring all that you are as love? Most often people will say, no, I didn't honor myself because nobody else did. That's all I was shown. I was in an environment where I was told I was small. I had to do this to be accepted, had to do that to be accepted. I had to conform to other people's stories when they were absolutely turned off spiritually. So why would we choose to turn off ourselves just to make others happy and feel more okay about who they are? No, shine brightly so that they get to accept where they are at, and they get to choose to be their highest and best if they choose. But it's okay if they don't. It's okay if they don't want to blossom. It's okay. But you don't have to placate to other stories or wants or needs because they're not feeling okay in who they are. It's okay. Just keep sending love and move on to a new garden. Create your own. Know and honor you as you're seeding the new potential of who you are. There is always a cosmic heart that you and the all are awakening to. And being deeply threaded within this is your unity. And that's really important because I felt that in my sessions over the past couple of days. And this is the change of harmonizing with your higher self. Because when you're harmonizing with your higher self, that is the unity thread, pulsation, quantum that we're offering is a quantum experience that we're offering, the Christ consciousness. There is the cosmic heart and pulsation, a cosmic pulsation of the cosmic heart. That is the opening of the high heart, the cosmic one heart. That is the threading and your awakening to those other gifts and those other councils and other groups where you're preparing for Earth as well to prepare for full first contact and full engagement and full harmonization with Gaia's cosmic heart. Does that make sense? Micro, macro. And why in the past couple of days in our classes and our healing sessions, there's been those heart activations of the cosmic one heart. Because their higher selves are activating. Again, we said there's systems within systems, elegance within elegance of the quantumness that is spirit. So when you're harmonizing and evolving, cycle through cycle, cycle through cycle, you're intending the activation of source. You're intending to see new gardens of love. You're intending to feel, to sense, to hear, to know it in new ways. The quantumness of the all that is God, the omnipresent, is always available. There's quantum interactions at all levels of creation. So as you expand and ascend and say, no, these stories are small but it's included, but now I want big. I want to be the bigness and the journey of me. I want to explore who I am as this beautiful flower. I want to blossom. I want to shine. I want to be big because I'm meant to. Then you open up all that you are, and that space and that vibrational energy is opened up, and you say, I am the lotus flower. I am ready for the seeding of spirit, and my one heart is ready. My one heart is pure. My intention is to serve. My intention is to shine brightly. And those connections start becoming the thread portal because you've opened it. You've said, I'm ready. I'm intending. And you've opened it to that expression of your new one heart. And those activations of unconditional cosmic love begin to thread and seem. Therefore, you're activating the cosmic one heart through those that you engage with. And that is the Christ consciousness that many feel when they're in our presence. And we have those sound activations and those light activations because you're absolutely owning of it. I'm owning who I am as special, and I have great activations in my field and my voice and my song. I know I do. I know I do. Spirit doesn't lie. Spirit says, this is your gift. Get out there. And you just hold back all the time because nobody's ever heard it. Nobody's ever described it. It's never been done before. You say, so? Spirit says, so? That's why you're here. You're the little seed. You're that one little flower that says, yes, this is true. This is real. I'm the flower of it. There's many out there that need to be activated of it. Many that are coming through the grapevine now of it. Many generations of children of it. Christ conduits of it. Got to start somewhere. Seed a new garden. You're profound. You're magnificent. Don't have words for what you are. So have that be okay. So know the honor of who you are and the one potential of it. There is a cosmic heart that you are one and all awakening to. It is the being of deeply threadedness within, and it is your unity. So who you are on cosmic, universal, galactic, omnipresent levels, that's what's being threaded right now as you enter into the higher self beingness. You're accepting, I am a higher self now. I've navigated through all density. I have put down my karmic issues. I've done all that. I've healed. I've called forward the shadow. I do my daily self-care. You're navigating and you're nourishing. You're navigating, you're nourishing. You're calling in your new now oneness. In your interactions with the all, your field is becoming bigger and grander because you're refining it. You're refining, you're refining, you're refining. In your reflections, you refine. You get to choose now. I get to choose my new light. I get to choose my new song. I'm becoming bigger and brighter and newer. I know who I am as the garden of God now. I get it. I don't have to validate it through anybody. I know who I am. Hallelujah for that. That's my garden. I got great voice and I will use it, for I am spirit. And these are the universal truths from every other master that came forward in all religions. And you feel the joy of another. You feel the sorrow of another. That's the threaded oneness that many are now experiencing. You can feel the energy field of what's going on within another. That's the medical intuitiveness that many of us Christ conduits carry. And we can feel where the core issues reside. And when we bring it forward, that's depending on the readiness of those before us that are ready to hear it or not. And that's okay. When you just know what you know because you're sensing and you're feeling the imprint that spirit is showing you, that's the threaded oneness, cosmic and galactic, and why you can feel the Akasha and the timelines that it's threaded to. So that's the quantum cosmic heart that's being now activated, and why your gifts and your senses will change. And you're not going to have words for what it feels like. You're just going to say, wow, you're standing before me and this is what I sense. Are you okay to tap into it if you want? Clearing. Because those are the gifts that were suppressed. But when you're standing before me, I can sense into your field and your bodies, and your spirit is coming forward to say this, this, and this. These are the core issues of any blocks that are holding you back from the expression of your spirit. And that's what we do in our private sessions and our classes, because those are the new gifts and those are the new experiences of the garden that is now saying your garden is ready to flourish. Are you? Can you acknowledge it? Can you appreciate it? Can you value it? Can you honor it? Can you nourish it? Can you nurture it? Can you expand within it? Can you be proud of it? Can you sing it? Can you dance with it? See, Spirit says the elevator is always there, but you're the one that has to get in and push the button. I'm ready, Spirit. Where is my expression and my experience and my exploration of spirit today? For I am that I am. This is the healing of my own name. You're not responsible for healing anyone else's name. And that's why you can let go of any of those that are in your circle that try to judge and blame you and defame you for being at fault for their reality. Everyone is responsible for their reality experience and exploration. For it's in their expression and their choosing through why their reality is the way it is. Everyone is responsible for their reality, their body, their health, their reality experience. That's why self-care is so important. Where am I at today? Because my feeling of who I am, the owning of who I am, the garden of who I am matters. Absolutely. Because my spirit creates matter and I want it to be magnificent because I am. I'm worthy of it. The blessing and the struggle in the owning of all that you have ever been. That is your acceptance. When you receive yourself, the heavens receive you. That's what the mother said to me the other day. When you receive yourself and all that is before you without condition and without judgment, when you receive yourself, the heavens receive you equally. So receive everything. Yes, I received that part of me. Oh my gosh, that's where I was at in that moment. But right now I choose something new, Mother. Thank you. And so the mother said to me, she says, well, we'll grant you this. All you had to do is acknowledge it. You receive yourself in it. Do you receive yourself in that struggle? Yes, I do. And now I say, I'm not worthy of that struggle anymore. I'm worthy of something really grand. I want a big garden, Mother. I can sing a big garden, Mother. She says, we will grant you. You see how easy it is, but we keep ourselves in these small struggles because we're afraid of letting others down or others having their stories more important than ours. No, that's for them to work on. That's their insecurities just projecting onto you. As you're an empath and as you're maturing spiritually, you get to say, well, that's not really mine. That's your projection. So that's okay. Go about and understand your garden. Go nourish your garden. Go weed your garden. Go do what you need to do. But this is my garden. I'm going this way. And I'm not allowing myself to feel small anymore. Regardless of whatever is projected or, no, I know who I am. My vibration is me. My song is me. Spirits and ancestors of the universe is just loving me. I'm my own body glove. All I got. And you grow from the intelligence of the quantum patterns of spirit. And that is then transforming of all that you are. So allow it. So own the struggles. Own the part where you've fought the good fight. Own the part where you let go. Own the part of all things in between. Own it. Can you receive yourself within it? Own the intelligence. Own the choice where it was really intelligent to say no. Own the part where it was really intelligent to not engage. Own the part where you choose choice of peace. Own the part where you say, now, today I'm going to nourish me above all else. Right? Because I got a great field. I got a great field of light and it needs to be nourished. I need to regenerate. I need to hold my light in the most importance. As Jesus, one of the sacred teachings of Jesus, and they would walk and they would just serve and he would just emulate and radiate light. That's all he did. And the birds and the nature would walk with him and he was in one with the planet. He was absolutely in balance with his divine feminine. And he would just walk in the peace of God and just radiate God. And everything would just be attracted to him because they were nourished by him. And his offering was to say, nourish yourself. You are too. Nourish yourself. You are too. But he just he was a vessel of love and light and just emulating and radiating. And the responses that he would never engage within those energies that would keep pulling him back into a smaller story because he knew his vessel had to be open to continue radiating light unconditionally, without judgment, unconditionally radiate. And Peter would hold, people off that wanted to be healed by him because he needed to take those days of rest and rebalance and regenerate and renourish. His body and his fields and his quantumness had to be regenerated through nourishment and through reflection and through oneness with spirit. They didn't have journals back then. There were sacred orators that would write sacred texts and teachings down that got transmuted over time, but they didn't have the journal process and, the sitting on the couch and the meditating. They were out in nature meditating and reflecting with Gaia, reflecting with their guides and constantly being nourished by their soul. That is the life force that many have forgotten their unity with. That is the awakening process. When you're doing your self-care and you're living from within who you are, your meditation, your journaling, your daily self-care, your life force is all you need. You don't need to cling to another or be dependent or dysfunctional upon another, outside system included. And you can start realizing and recognizing where those relationships are in your life to anything outside of you, because it comes in many subtle forms. That's subjugation, how you've given your control to anything outside of you. Your life force is for you, and you are responsible for nourishing it with the all that Gaia is and offers you in the expression of who you are. Just noticing all of the clouds have just cleared up. I'm going to go for a walk on the beach. And so there is much patterns of quantumness that are now coming into the experience of your allness in your garden of who you get to be. You are a beautiful, rich garden. The one heart is now being activated at a quantum cosmic level, and why you feel those heart activations with your sacred soul tribe that I've felt in the last couple of days, and why we've had the beautiful, incredible activations in our fields and in our chakra systems, because that is the cosmic one heart now activating.
The codes of love and cosmic oneness, the realms of distribution are always being offered. Are you clear conduits to simply allow yourself to love, comfort, and be in receivership? So again, the codes of love and cosmic oneness always is. And that's the expansiveness that we're moving into, the greater realms of 5D now. The realms of distribution are always offering. Remember, the elevator's always there. The elevator's always there, always got beautiful music playing. And the panel with all the buttons that you want to press and could press are there. What do you want to explore today? Who do you want to be with? What garden do you want to grow? Where do you want to go? What do you want to say? What do you want to do? What do you want to experience? What do you want to express? What do you want to explore? The codes are all there. But are you a clear conduit? Have you cleared and bathed and cleansed? And are you keeping yourself refined? Are you keeping yourself nourished? Are you keeping yourself bathed in love? Are you keeping yourself bathed in appreciation and love and gratitude? Are you simply allowing yourself to be the love and the nourishment and the conduit that is free, the free-flowing vessel that Jesus was? And giving yourself absolute permission to rest, to nourish, without apology. Take a rest day. In 5D, we're not going to be having these cycles of doing and egocentric doing to be accepted, to be valued, to say that, well, I have a job that gives me this, this, and this is who I am, and that's no. Your spiritual expression and nourishing and honoring yourself is how you honor the value of abundance. Is your spirit abundant? Are you rich in spirit? Are you the joy of spirit? That's 5D. That's where we're all remembering ourselves as. You're a spirit. You will honor all abundance within you as you're expressing and honoring yourself as spirit, giving yourself value to be regenerated. And are you being the beautiful allowance of comfort? Can you comfort in yourself today? Can you comfort in the garden of who you are? Just ponder and look at yourself. Wow, I'm a little gorgeous today, aren't I? And be okay with that. You're meant to fall in love with who you are. You're meant to carry your body with great love. You're meant to carry your movement with sacred sexuality and be sacred in it. Not being devalued for your sexuality, not being compromised as a product or a, objectification. No, you carry your sexuality with sacredness because you've worked through all of the stories. You've weeded out what is less than and not sacred in how you've held yourself. The stories that have been held of you as divine, sacred feminine. Why they were showing me yesterday in my private session. They were saying historically on your planet, all of you, regardless of whether you're in a male body or female body, you're rewriting how history has seen divine feminine because it's been misunderstood and it's been misdirected. And many of the beautiful divine feminine, very few, that have ever come forward and had their voices break through the veils and the barriers of the misogynistic experiences upon earth that have held us in less than. Why is that? Why have we been held less than? Because that's where the power of the programming was. But it's broken apart now. It's not there anymore. It's an illusion. But there are still the stories that everybody comes with to test you to say, are you still going to be an engagement of that lower vibrational story? And we say lower just because it's limiting who you are. It has no quantitative or qualitative experience. It makes you feel less as a spirit. That's why we say lower, because it makes you feel low about yourself. No, my body is sacred and I will treat my body as sacred. My sexual energy is sacred. Not everybody has to hold it in that way, and I'm not asking them to. But this is my unique expression of who I am, to bring divine feminine into a rebalancing of who we are. Because divine males have their own sexual energy. Are you holding it sacred? Are you holding who you are sacred? Your life force as sacred? Are you nourishing it as sacred? What does sacred mean to you? And it's meant to be different and unique for each one. These are not any one truths to be taken by anybody. These are my unique expressions, and I have the right to express who I am as spirit. Because they've been misunderstood in our collective. Divine feminine is meant to create. We are the birthing of creator. And the divine masculine energy is to support that energy and create it with that intention. That's the balance of who we are as male and female. There's no judgment on any of it. It's all needed as balance. Absolute balance in the garden of love. Absolute balance in the garden of love. Not having judgments of better and less than. Those are done now. 5D is allness. 5D is allness. 5D is fairness and equality. That is the leadership of tomorrow. We are all one. All should be fed. All should be nourished. All should be abundant. All should be healthy. All should be well. And all should have the affordability of it all. Because we are all equal spirit. Spirit would never say to any of us that you are worthy of it and you are not. All spirit is worthy of all spirit. All spirit is God. Are you claiming it for yourself? Did you see where that led you? Did you see how that valued you? Did you see how that nourished you? Did you see how you've learned from that? Yes, absolutely. I choose this now, Mother. Okay, here you go. That's your soul growth. That's the promise you made to Gaia. That's the promise you made to your collective. I will see the growth in all that I have done. And now I choose this, Mother. That is the higher self. And stepping into the own garden of who you are, regardless of anything outside of you, to change your view of you, because that's the outside world still playing its movie, right? It's like a movie. That movie is still playing, but you can choose to recreate your new garden and focus and put your intention on that new version of movie. What's your new movie? What's the musical going to be like? It's going to be filled with sound and music and loving everybody. It's okay that those are there. It's a channel that you can turn to remember. Oh, I remember that, what that's like. Yeah, but now I want to do this because it's more fun. It really nourishes me. I get to be all who I am. I get to be gorgeous and beautiful. And there's those that want to be gorgeous and beautiful too. And we get to inspire the children to be gorgeous and beautiful too. You know, we're meant to be playful. We're meant to be beautiful. We're meant to be rich in spirit. And spirit is light. And spirit is beautiful. And spirit is joyful. And spirit is miraculous. Right? We can be okay to let go of the heavy stories and feeling heavy about ourselves. We can be okay to let go of it. I'm done now. Karma done. Karma done. Choose every day. Karma done. I choose to be light. I choose to be rich in spirit. I choose to be joyful. I choose to dance and sing. I choose to smile at people. I choose to be shiny and bright. That's my gift. That's my gift. And I get to choose what I engage with. I get to choose to say, no, I'm not going to take that story. My spirit discerns something different. Self-direction, sovereign, Christed. And then you get to change the story, right? All the experiences that come to you and say, know this, know this, know this. You get to recenter in who you are. You get to breathe and you say, no, I'm going to change the story now. I get to change the script. No matter what was, I get to choose and breathe and be calm and be peaceful. And I get to choose the script. I get to choose my garden, the seeds, the nourishment, and the codes of love. The quantumness of the codes that are being offered. They're undeniable, they're unexplainable. We don't have words for them. We don't have descriptions for them. We don't have job titles for them. They're not meant to be. It's just the joy of spirit. So have that be okay. Our 5D experiential reality will just be the unexplainable. And can you be okay with that? And the ego mind will try and wrap its head around, well, what does that mean? What does that mean who I am? Why do you have to explain it? Why do you have to define it? You're a garden of allness. You're all of it. One day you might be an herbalist. One day you might be an acupuncturist. One day you might be a sacred singer. One day you might be creating your own clothing line. You're all. And absolutely yes, yes, yes to all of it. I will. Thank you. That's my order. My order to the universe is yes, I am grand and I am big and I will shine my light, because that's what the children need to see. They will not be made small. They will not be made unimportant. Their voices are absolutely important. And why aren't we including them in our creative explorations? Why are we not asking them, what do you want to see, children? What do you want to learn? Because the traditional learning systems are not 5D. It can be a part of it, but not all of it, because they are masters and they are divine sacredness and they are the gentle, gentle, gentle seeds of our garden. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. They are masters and we have suppressed their voices for far too long. So get up and sing. Get up and sing. And we are going to allow ourselves to push this out a little bit. And sing the sacredness of who we are as spirit. And push that out. Thank you, spirit. My little space here, my new space. So thank you, spirit. And we are going to create this beautiful sacred song. And we should open up the door. Open up the door to the ocean is just a few minutes away. The ocean is a few minutes away. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for joining us today. So just get up and have your beautiful, lovely, straight back. Your core is nice and pulled tight. Your core is pulled tight right to your back. And just pull your energy body in. Pull your energy body in and lift up. And own who you are as this beautiful sacred seed. I am beautiful and I am sacred. I am beautiful and I am sacred. My breath fills the all. I call the all in. Gentle little steps, Gaia knows you. Gentle little steps, Gaia knows you. Gentle little step, Gaia knows you. Your body is beautiful and your mind is expansive. I harmonize to the higher mind. Thank you, Spirit. I am a sacred seed of love and benevolence. Thank you, Spirit. I am the sacred seed of love and benevolence, and all that I am is now connecting, because I'm intending it to be the quantumness of all that is God in all creation. The all of the field that you cannot see yet is all around you. Your aura, 8 feet, 8 meters, 8 feet, 8 meters, in love in all directions. Your heart pulsations, 8 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet. Is your heart open? Is your heart open? Is your heart open? All the way up to the heavens, I call in new codes, and ground, 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 and up and down. Thank you, Spirit. And ground, and up, and ground, and up. Thank you, Spirit. And ground, and ground, 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 ground. Shake out the energies that are not serving your chakras anymore. Just let it go. I give myself permission to let all densities go. I let all densities go. I let all densities go. I call forward what needs to call forward. I clear out my body. I clear out my body. I am love. 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 I intend to have the quantum connection with all that is source, creator, all that is source, all that is source, all that is source. My space is sacred. My body is sacred. My space is sacred. My body is sacred. My field is filled with the seeds of love. My field is filled with the seeds of love. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. I'm connected with my planet. I'm connected with my collective. I'm connected with the one heart of love and light. I'm connected with the love of one and light. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I give myself permission to walk in the love and the lightness of God. I give myself permission to walk as light and as love, for I'm connecting with all that is spirit. I'm connecting with all that is spirit. My body is free. My spirit is free. And I live in a liberated state of joy. I live in a liberated state of joy. For what does fifth dimensional feel like? My body is free. My spirit is free. And I get to create and express. I get to create and express. And my breath is the oneness with spirit. My breath is the oneness of all things being activated in greater light. My cells are God light. My cells are God light. All that is not magnificent, release from my bodies and my organs and my cells now. And release, and release, and release, and release. My cells are God light. I give myself permission to be healthy. I state with my intentions and affirmations. I give myself permission to be healthy. I give myself permission to prepare for fifth dimensional greater consciousness and greater light. I'm preparing my body, heart, mind, soul, all that I am as a spirit of light. I give myself permission and breathe. I give myself permission to breathe and expand in who I am as spirit, to express myself as spirit, to be love in who I am as spirit, to know that my heartbeat matters on this planet and I love all of humanity and love all moments in between. And I'm ever evolving in a new experience of who I am, a new aspect of who I am, and I am youthful and I am beautiful and I am proud to be me. And my voice and my spirit matters because I matter. I am a goddess and I am a god. I am harmonized as one and my adventure is pure and real. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. They're telling me that there's bigger love wanting to come through, not to hold my lower chakras in intention, but just to loosen and let the sound come through. So there's even bigger sound that's ready to come through. So turn down your microphones, turn down your speakers. Through your breath, feel your feet ground into the sand. Feel your oneness with Gaia as she envelopes you in love. Feel your oneness with Gaia as she envelopes you in love. Feel the love that you're offering her. Thank you, Gaia, for supporting me in all that I am as spirit and as light. I open up the vessel as I am, for I am a clear conduit to receive. I am a clear conduit to receive the light of God and the quantum particles that are light and cosmic and galactic in all forms, for I am love. And we accept and receive these quantum codes of love and light and sound. Thank you, Spirit, for being the sacred sound keepers. Thank you to my shamans and my ancestors that I am the light of the all, I am the light of the all. And thank you for providing me this opportunity to be the sacred flower of the garden of love. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So there was a few things going on there that they were showing me. It's totally new to me. Not new. They're saying I remember it from other timelines. Thank you, Spirit. That as you're moving gently and making sounds with the planet and connecting with intention to be the oneness and that quantumness of God and Spirit, your higher self, you're calling in through movement, through the opening of that portal to call it in and harmonize those new codes. So that movement and that sacredness of the sounds, that's why those sounds changed when I moved. Because I was giving my body permission to open up to the various portals and the energies that I can see and feel. Because the quantumness is all around us. We are bodies and vessels and conduits. Those that so choose to inspire themselves to open up to all that is Spirit. And why when you walk in a forest, you walk in a garden, you feel differently than when you walk on the beach. Because there's portals of love and song that are everywhere that is Spirit. And I was absolutely feeling the beautiful particles and the helpers. They're just helpers of Spirit that just bring light and codes into your multidimensional bodies, because your 5D body is going to look different, feel different. It's meant to, right? Because you're nourishing it with sound and sacredness. You're not nourishing it with what we used to nourish it with inappropriate entertainment and devaluing stories and systems of less than. You're going to nourish it in different ways. So that's why what we offer and what we become in all new moments is different, and it's meant to be, so celebrate it. And why our channel is unique, because we offer, as many beautiful channels and light keepers do, different ways to see who you are, explore who you are, express who you are, and experience who you are in new and different ways. And it's meant to be. What does sound mean to you? What does body of sacredness mean to you? How can you hold yourself high? How can you hold yourself in a beautiful version of a garden of all seeds, of all life and all light? And we thank you, dear lighted ones. We will be having our beautiful Lemurian beach party on Thursday night for those of you that want to join us. We're so excited, so excited. I've had great nurturance and great, beautiful remembrance here on this beautiful sacred land. I'm so happy, so happy to be back. And I'm wishing all of you a very sacred, beautiful day in your garden and the seeds of love of who you are. Keep creating, keep moving with flow and gentleness, always gentle. Spirit is always gentle, and Spirit is always loving and kind. So be kind to who you are, be kind to yourselves and your body. Honor all experiences in between. And love yourself with greatness and great gentleness and great kindness and compassion. We love you so much. Thank you for joining all of our social platforms. We're on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. And our website will be open today. And so we'll leave those links down below as well. Our very simple website offering for those of you that want to connect with our private intuitive readings, our healing sessions, our light language activations, our sacred activational art and light codes and glyphs, our hydromancy packages, changing the vibrational experience of who you are through hydromancy, intention, and ceremony. And we also have private coaching sessions for those of you that choose to be vocational leaders of healing, leadership, and teaching through the 5D experience. And we've also just started a brand new one, is a 20-minute Reiki and sound healing. And so it's very similar to hydromancy, except they're shorter sessions, 20 minutes. And that is Reiki, the Christic energy that I call in the teams to flow the Christ consciousness, and the conduit energy that comes through me of whatever codes they need. They're all beautiful codes from all your timelines that are being offered to you to activate, clear away density, clear away the 5G energies that we're all getting from the electromagnetic fields as we're clearing and cleansing and purifying our planet into the light and love consciousness that we are as one, spirits of one, creating matter. We're so loving all of you for joining us every day. We love you so much. We love you so much. Donation codes are down below, and our information for contact is down below. And we love you so much. Bye, everyone. Bye.